Hello, my name is Benjamin Coe. I'm a senior product manager at Sentry. We've recently added two new features, Cache and Queue Insights, to help you better understand and debug your company's backend infrastructure. Let's start by looking at Cache Insights. Cache Insights tell you whether your application is hitting cache and whether it provides the benefits you intended. I recently received a complaint that my app habittrack.me was responding significantly slower for users. Looking at Cache Insights, I see that my route Habits Daily was serving from cache 95% of the time, and it's now missing cache 100% of the time. By clicking on a route, I can understand the cost of a hit versus a miss. In this case, I see that a hit takes 10 milliseconds or less to serve, whereas a miss takes 1 second or longer. No wonder dropping to a 0% hit rate resulted in a worse user experience. This in hand, I'm able to identify a recent code change as causing the underlying drop in cache hits. Roll out a fix and observe behavior returning to normal. Having said this, it may still be worth digging into why a miss is taking 1 second or longer. We can do so by clicking on the span ID and exploring the underlying trace. Sure enough, there's a slow DB operation that we hit whenever we miss cache. We've launched with support for Django's cache framework and Node.js's Redis library, but with custom instrumentation, you can instrument whatever cache you happen to be using. Next, let's take a look at Queue Insights. With Queue Insights, you can see where your application's jobs are being placed in a queue, and the corresponding spot in your application where jobs are taken off the queue and processed. Perhaps more importantly, we can see how long each step is taking and whether errors are happening along the way. In my habit tracking application, I've noticed that charts are taking longer and longer to generate once a background job is in queue to create them. The underlying problem jumps out at me quite quickly looking at the queue insights. I can see that jobs are completing quite quickly in about 25 milliseconds, but they're spending 10, 15, 20 minutes or more in the queue waiting to be started. Looking at the publish versus process chart, we can see the reason for this. Quite a few more jobs are being published to the queue than are being processed. Having identified this, a quick fix is to introduce more queue consumers to process jobs from the queue in parallel. Once we do so, we notice a spike in jobs being processed while we catch up, and from that point forward, we notice jobs are being kept up with. At the same time, we notice the average time in queue is dropping quite rapidly. With Insights, I'm able to catch the problem early before it becomes a severe outage, increase the number of consumers, and deliver my happy metrics-obsessed customers their charts. Queue Insights are auto-instrumented for the popular Python task runner Celery, and using manual instrumentation, you can monitor any popular messaging system such as SQS, Cloud Tasks, or Kafka. Caches and queues join requests and queries, giving you a whole toolkit for understanding your application's interactions with many of the most common components of your application's backend infrastructure. Insights is available to all business and enterprise plans. To get started, check out our docs or head over to GitHub or Discord to ask questions and share feedback.